Alright, so we're gonna take 230 times 4 equals, that's 920. Okay, we're gonna take 210 times 3 equals 630. 180 times 5, 180 times 5 equals, that's 900. Okay, add those together, 900 plus 630 plus 920 plus, that's 2450. So if I divide this by 12 months, let's say 2450 divided by 2 equals, that's $204. Now, would you think that's a little bit low or a little bit high?
You mean how much we're paying?
Yeah,
So
on an
high.
average.
It's high.
It's high?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, on an average, what would you say how much higher do you think, or how much lower do you think it is?
No, I'm thinking we're paying way too much. Maybe I didn't understand your question.
Yeah, I'm saying this is what I come out to your average year-round
that's
bill.
what-
That's
what
about
we're
right.
paying. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about right? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, no problem then. Okay, great.
Misunderstood the question.
Well, now I'll tell you what, let's just make it 200. It's easier for me to use round numbers. Now, for purposes of training, I'm gonna raise this figure to 250 because I wanna be able to pitch a platinum package. You don't ever pitch a platinum package unless the bill's above 225 and the customer says they're concerned about both. So that way I can do all the products and all the services, okay? But that's how you get the customer's average bill, all right? Let's go ahead and back over here. So your average monthly bill is $250 a month. And you use all electric, correct?
Yeah.
You don't have any
Yes.
gas? Okay. All right, what year was your house built?
About 99 to 2000.
1999. Okay, what's the square footage of your home?
About 2,000 square feet.
That sounds about right. So
Not counting the garage, yeah.
yeah, I was told it was 1973, so 2000 sounds about right. We looked up on Property Appraiser before we came out here. So 2,000 square feet. How long you folks been in this house? Okay, now purposes of training, the next two questions. How long you been in the house? How long you plan on living here? How many people live in the home? Adults and kids. Those sections right there, 3 and 4, is strictly to do your warm up. That's when you say, oh, you've been in this house for 4 years. Where'd you move from? Okay. Oh, wow, did you from there too? You're from Wisconsin too? This is when you do your warm up. This is when you get on warm and fuzzy found and everything. Oh, you got 4 people in the house? You and your wife and 2 kids? How old are your kids? Oh, wow, how long you been married? All that. That's where you do your warm up with the customer. Okay, questions 3 and 4. They have really nothing to do with what we're doing, except for how many people live in the house, because if it's 5 people or more, then you have to put in the bigger solar system. Okay? All right, what temperature you keep the AC in the summertime? Average?
I do about 76. I like it at 76.
If I get a chance, I turn it down a little bit, but 76.
Okay. 76, what do you keep it in the wintertime?
About 79, 80. Right?
Okay. Let me ask you this question, folks. Is that where you feel comfortable, or is that where your wallet feels comfortable?
It's the wallet.
Okay. Most people never say what you just said. Most people in Florida are going to tell you 78 on the air conditioner and 68. Because 79 degrees in the wintertime is warm.
That's warm, yeah.
Okay. Most people don't ever say that. They're going to tell you a lower figure over here. And they always say that I'm not comfortable with that. I'm just doing that for my wallet. Okay. So anyways, let's move right along.
She's going through menopause.
Right. How many air conditioning units you have in your house?
2.
You gonna say you have a 2-story?
Oh, do you want? No.
No, that's not
No,
a
one
2-story.
story. We have one unit.
Okay. Obviously, if they have a 2-story, they have 1. So you have 1 unit. All right. How many tons is your AC? Do you know how many tons it is?
No clue.
Okay. It's gonna be
2,000 square
it's
feet.
gonna be
It
a
should
4
be
ton.
Don't
No, it'll
know
be a
that.
4 ton.
4 ton.
It should be a 4 ton. The reason why, for purposes of training, usually you can take for every 500 square feet and they have in their house, they're supposed to have 1 ton of air conditioning. So this is a 2,000 square foot house. It should have a 4 ton.
But you said, like you said, most homeowners don't know.
Don't know, correct. So I'm telling, that's what I'm doing the training right
Yeah.
now. So I'm saying if you can tell by how many square feet they have, if you have to, you go out to the unit, and in the model number, there'll be 2 or 3 letters over here, then there'll be 2 numbers, and there'll be a letter and a bunch of numbers. It's those 2 numbers right in the middle of these letters. You take that number divided by 12, that's how many tons it is. So you're gonna either see it say 30, you might even see it say 24, You might sit 36, 48, or 60. Okay? Alright. Do you have a programmable or an analog thermostat?
It's programmable.
Programmable. Okay. And how old is your AC?
My house was built in '99.
Yeah, it's pretty old. It's getting up there.
It's 99, so it's 15 years old.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the condition of your windows and doors? Have you ever replaced them, or?
No, the house was built in '99. We thought
Okay.
it probably.
But do you have thermal windows on here or no?
I don't think they are.
Okay. It's not a big deal if you don't, because it's only 12% of your heat loss and gain anyways.
Oh, really? Okay.
Okay? So it doesn't really matter. How many ceiling fans do you have in your home?
5.
5? Okay, do you folks run those?
Sometimes.
Yeah, when you're in the room, pretty much.
Gotcha. Most people don't understand why they need to run the ceiling fans. Let me tell you why. Your air conditioner is pulling 14,000 watts. The only thing it pulls anything close to that is your water heater is about 9,000. Okay. Now your air conditioner is your biggest energy user. We all know that. That costs a lot of money to run that. But your water heater is the biggest energy waster. But at least with the air conditioner, you can control it. You can go up and down. Okay. So here's why I'm saying you need to run those fans. Fans don't pull any more power than a coffee pot does. Okay. And if your air conditioner is pulling 14,000 watts, and here's the problem: you got your thermostat where at? In one place in your house. So your air conditioner, a lot of people don't know this, whenever you turn on your air conditioner, and you set it at 75 or 78 or wherever you set it at, that's not the temperature of the air that blows out of the air conditioner. The air conditioner blows out the lowest air that it can. So it's supposed to blow out at 53 to 55, which I'm going to be doing a test here in a little while on. Okay? If it's blowing out above that, that air conditioner is already clogged up, and trust me, yours is clogged, because it happens after 18 months. Okay? So the reason why we tell you to run the fans is because the thermostat's one place in the house, the air is blown out at 78 degrees, or it's blown out at 53 to 55. It's trying to get the house down to 78 degrees, where you set it at. But if the air is not circulating, it's going to take a lot longer to get all the way to that thermostat to turn that 14,000 watts off. So if you have the fans running and the air is blowing out of everywhere in the house, it's going to move that air faster towards that thermostat to shut it off, which is going to do what? Save you money, correct?
I change my filter constantly. How come my air conditioner be clogged up?
Well, it's not your air conditioner itself, it's the inside tubes.
Oh, really?
And what happens is it takes heat to make cold, believe it or not. It's not Freon, but I'm going to call it Freon, it's the word everybody knows. The Freon that's inside those tubes, what ends up happening is it clogs those walls. Okay?
It's not the ducts.
No, it has nothing to do with ducts. It's clogged in the walls, the coils where the Freon is that's helping you make cold air. And what happens is it sticks to those walls in there. And that hole will get smaller and smaller. When it gets smaller, it's going to be less efficient. Okay? But we're going to test it here in a little while. I mean,
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I've never seen one that was over 18 months that tested out where it's supposed to do at 53 and 55. Okay? How many ceiling fans do you have in your home? Oh, I'm sorry, you already said that, 5. All right, so you want to run those. All right. How many, do you have your outlets insulated?
What do you mean?
Your outlets are supposed to be insulated, and I tell you the reason why. When they build a house, if you ever seen the installation guy come out, I mean, usually they do the foundation first,
Okay.
they do the framing, they come over to the plumbing, do the electrical, but after that, then they come in and put the insulation in there. Well, wherever the outlets are, only on the outside walls are the ones we want to be concerned about. What you'll see the guy do is he'll take his X-Acto knife and just go around that real quick. He's not cutting it real tight around that box. So the air comes through there. It's not much. I mean, it's only going to save you maybe 1% of your bill, but still it's something. As a matter of fact, you can tell by my heat lead detector gun. Sometimes you can point it. But I wouldn't take the risk of doing it unless you did it first. Because some people don't leak. Okay? But I would make sure, that's one of the things I check when I'm sitting there, where is an outlet at? I'm going to check and see if there is a difference there. Okay? Let's see. So the only ones that you need to do are the ones on the outside walls. You want to do these ones and your axle switches themselves, but just the outside walls. Like in this building right here, you wouldn't have to do that one. It's not an outside wall building. Okay? So since you didn't do that, that's not done. Do you folks have a pool?
Yeah, what with that?
Okay. Is it heated? No, obviously, no. Okay. How often do you use your dishwasher? Not this one, but the one in the kitchen.
Once a day, once every 2 days, we pretty much keep our dishes clean.
Excuse
Once
me?
every 2 days.
Three times a week, maybe,
Yeah,
3 to 4
maybe,
times a week.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. How many electronics or computers or flat screens do you have? And the reason why I'm asking that, mainly just TVs. How many TVs do you have?
One in the master bedroom, one in the family room, one in the living room, and one of the kids got one. 4 TVs.
4 TVs. Okay, that's pretty typical. All right. Did you know that a TV in its off position will pull just as much power as a TV, or excuse me, half the amount of power when it's in its off position as when it's on?
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, if you take a look at that TV over there, you see that little red dot on the bottom?
Yeah,
Okay. How is that light being illuminated?
I didn't know
If
that.
it's off, there should be no light on, right?
I thought it was just a light bulb, so I know where to point the
Yeah.
remote.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See that little tiny red light over there?
Yeah.
It's lit up, isn't it?
Yeah,
How would that be lit up if there wasn't any power on that TV? You can actually look at the vents on the side of the TV and you can see lights in on there. Okay. So the only way to truly turn off the TV is do one or two things. Unplug it from the wall, or you probably have it plugged into a surge protector, don't you? Okay. Now the reason why you have it plugged into a surge protector or power strip, whatever you want to call it, the number one usage of that is it gives you 2 outlets, turns into 8 or 10, depending on how big one you got. Okay. The the second thing is it's for surge protector. Okay, in case you have lightning strikes or anything like that, it's going to be able to stop those things. The third purpose is something that nobody ever does and nobody ever thinks about, is that little red switch on there. That little red switch is actually on there to turn everything completely off. Okay, now the average is going to run you about $3. So if you have a TV plugged in for all month and you go away on vacation, or you said you had 4 TVs, you go on vacation for a month and you turn everything off and you unplug everything except for those TVs, your power bill is still going to be $10 to $12 a month because you don't have the TV plugged in. So my suggestion for you, just like I gave you a suggestion on the fans, make sure to run those. My suggestion is that Home Depot and Lowe's, they sell power strips now that have a remote control on them. Like in my house, I have 4 or 5 TVs. Okay, every single one of them, I have a bunch of stuff plugged in. You got your DVR, your CD, your surround sound, you got all this stuff. Now, if I leave all that stuff plugged in, theoretically, it's still pulling power. So the way I work it is, when I decide to go in that room and use that TV, I hit one switch instead of all these different remotes sitting on the tabletop, and I'm controlling my power bill because I don't have to spend this money. If I'm not in that room, I turn it off with one switch. Okay, so I'm not going to waste this $10, $12 a month. How many electronics, computers, and flat screens do you have? I said that already. I'm sorry.
Well, we have 2 computers too.
Right.
That's right, TV.
And the computers, the thing there, right, is just to let you know, a PC, if it was to pull 1 kilowatt, okay, a laptop would only pull a half a kilowatt. So make sure to keep those computers, especially the PC, off if you're not planning on using it. And you could actually go behind the computer and turn that switch off, but most people are not gonna do that. So you can get your power strip, just like I said, get you another one for the computer, and that way you completely turn it off. Because I bet you behind your computer you have all kinds of wires plugged in, right?
yeah.
Okay. Now, you folks use energy efficient bulbs?
I've been replacing
We're
with
starting
them.
to.
Yeah, as I go to StoreX, they don't really have the other.
Yeah, that's what
Right.
I have.
Alright. So I suggest that you do that. And here's the reason why. They passed a law January 1st, 2012 that said you cannot use incandescent bulbs anymore. You can't manufacture them. So if you go to a place and they're still selling them, well, they've had them for quite a while because they have not been manufactured since 2012, January 1st. Okay? So someday you might want to get all those like that.
I've been doing it because they don't burn out.
Correct. And people have a hard time with them because they have those corded cues or whatever. Now they sell them with the bulbs over them. You can actually get them with a regular bulb over it.
So
Yeah,
they're working those lamps.
Absolutely.
Okay.
absolutely.
Cool.
Okay. Alright, what kind of hardware here do you have? You have electric. I already know because you said you're all electric. Okay, and how old is that?
99 also, I'd
Yeah.
say, yeah, it's,
It's been with the house.
it was here we got here, looked like the original one.
Do you drain it? Your water here?
What?
Do you drain it? A lot of people don't know this, but you're supposed to drain your water here at least every quarter. And the reason why is it gets all that sediment buildup. Especially here in Florida, we get some hard water, and we got sediment buildup. Well, what happens is if you build that sediment up, it's gonna take longer to heat the water just because it's got stuff in it. Okay? So we recommend that you drain it at least every 6 months minimum, which you should be doing every 90 days. Okay? And it's real simple. All you're gonna do is you're gonna see a valve at the bottom of the water heater. You see, it looks like something you can plug a hose into.
That was what it was.
Yeah, you plug that hose into it, and then you turn that valve, and it actually empties the water out. Now, me myself, I wait until the day I need to wash my car, and I'll go ahead and use the hot water for that. That way you
I
don't
thought
waste it.
so you could empty it to get it out of there when you had a change.
Yeah, no. Okay, your added temperature, I'll check that when I get up there. And have you added or replaced any kind of insulation?
No.
A house was built in 99, I figured it's up to standards.
Okay. So you didn't know that you're supposed to drink the water here, right?
No.
Okay. Alright, that's it. Do you folks have any other questions about that? Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and do what we call our energy analysis. Can I take a break?